Welcome to your summer splash day 6 BOGO. Woohoo, we made it. And it's a Wellness Wednesday. That's always fun. Well, this one is going to be action packed because today's BOGO, as you know, or maybe you don't, has 3 oils. So you buy Melissa and you're going to get Roman chamomile and yellow mandarin for free. There's so many things that I want to say about this, and I'm going to tell you right from the beginning, I'm not going to promise to talk really fast or shortchange you on, and I have to say the importance of this collection of oils that I have here with me. There are plenty of oils that are just fun to have, but definitely your top 10 and then a handful of other really powerful powerhouse oils I would call important. And Melissa is definitely one of those. And so when you look at the price tag, it's $115. You may pause for a moment and think, that's quite an investment for a small bottle of oil. But this is one of those oils that is absolutely worth it because of everything that it's about to bring into your household, your natural medicine cabinet, your life. It's really up there. And then to get the other 2 oils for free on top of that, this is a $60 value. Roman chamomile, we couldn't even get for several years. doTERRA really invested in finding a sustainable, impeccable, high quality source, and we're so pleased. And so this oil is not cheap either, but definitely one that you want to have in your arsenal. And then finally, the yellow mandarin, we can't even buy this oil. So all 3 of these are pretty rare and more difficult to come by. And so to get all 3 of them in one deal is really special. And so I hope you'll look into it, even though it's a bit of an investment. In my opinion, so worth it. And so I want to share with you some things about each of these oils so that you'll be more familiar with them before they deliver to your door. So let's start with Melissa and just breathe this in, and I'm going to do a drop. Now, Melissa for me is an acquired pleasure, you might say, like similar to being an acquired taste. Just put some on the back of my neck. It's a very unique smell, and for a while I didn't like it at all. I didn't buy this originally when I became a member and started acquiring oils, probably in part because of the price point and then just not really knowing much about it. And then about 5 years in, when my mom decided to get her account, I was helping her understand how to order and what to do with their oils and all this. And she was just really grateful for all of my help. And she said, I want to get you an oil. Is there any oil that you don't have? Because she had, created her account and started acquiring points through her loyalty rewards program orders. And she said, I'd really like to get you an oil that you don't have. And so at that time, Melissa was the only oil I didn't have. And she got it for me, and we waited, and it came in, and she had arrived to her house, and so I wasn't there when it originally arrived. She held on to it so that we could open it together when I arrived a couple weeks later. And we were so excited to open this precious oil that I hadn't had for all these years. And I opened it up, and I thought, ew. I just did not initially love the smell. But as I find, the longer I stay, the longer I use my oils, more and more of them, I would describe it as open up to me. And I certainly started using it from the beginning once I learned how important it is and how many systems of the body it serves and so on. But the smell is something that has grown on me. And even today, when I was smelling it again in preparation for meeting with you, I thought, this kind of smells like rose to me. And so it's one of those oils, just a higher vibrating, really high energy, high vibe kind of oil. And so it's one that you need to be ready for. And maybe I just wasn't ready for it yet back then, but I'm excited by how much I'm enjoying the smell today, because that's really something new. So hard for me to describe. I get a little bit of maybe lemongrass finish for me, but I can also smell rose for some reason, which I've never smelled before. And Melissa's an herb. It's not technically a flower. There is a flower to the plant, but it's the leaf that produces this little bottle, and it's 22 pounds of these delicate little leaves that we need to make just one 5 milliliter bottle of Melissa. So that also speaks to just how precious and rare this is. It takes a ton of plant material to even make one bottle. And just a couple other fun tidbits. We harvest this in Bulgaria, which now is especially interesting to me because that's where our rose oil comes from. So maybe there is something to that. The Greek, Melissa is actually Greek for honeybee. And it's kind of a fun fact that the fragrance is often described as sweet, and it's very attractive to the honeybee. So that's just kind of a fun fact. Maybe sweet is a word that you might use to describe it. A sweet herb, is that possible? Maybe that's the combo that I'm looking for. So this oil, when I tell you that it's action-packed, it's antibacterial, antiviral, antidepressant, and nervine. And that's just 4. There's a longer list, but I just picked out the ones that I thought were most relevant. And so all 4 of those combined, what a superpower oil to have in this season that we find ourselves. So it's great for both skin and gut cleansing. I'm just going to go popcorn style now and read you out a bunch of uses. It's great for regulating blood pressure, for releasing tension. That would be physical and emotional. It's great for balance. Think vertigo type issues if you need help with physical balance. It's great to promote relaxation. It's good for relieving grief. It helps prevent panic, and it helps soothe shock. So these are all really major kind of significant targets for this oil. And then I did a really fun post that I would love for you to look up. It talks about Melissa and Frank as the power couple of doTERRA. And obviously when I say Frank, I'm talking about our frankincense essential oil. And if you've ever heard me teach about frankincense, it's hands down my #1 favorite oil. If I was trapped on an island and I could only pick one, it would be frankincense. But these two together we call our power couple. And so there's a post with, I think it's 14 different graphics that say all the different ways you can use your Melissa and Frank together to basically change your life. They touch just about every body system and do really every amazing thing you could think of to help boost and improve your overall health and wellness. And I'm talking physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, the complete realm. And so just a short list: support your immune system, your digestive system, your respiratory system, your cardiovascular system, your musculoskeletal system, memory and cognitive health. And no, that was the last one. Sorry. My notes just ran together. I had so many things to say. I've got these little tiny notes on one note card. So that is Melissa. And then I wanted to just end by talking about the emotional aspect. Melissa is called the oil of light. And I wanted to just lean on my Essential Emotions book again and read you just a short blurb about Melissa. Melissa oil awakens the soul to truth and light. It reminds individuals of who they truly are and why they came to this earth. Melissa invites one to release everything and anything that holds them back from reaching their fullest potential. Melissa's enthusiasm is contagious. Through the intense light and vibration this oil has to offer, individuals may feel they cannot help but let go of feelings of darkness and despair and other low vibrations that are holding them down. It teaches the joy of living. Wow, that's definitely something that I'm going to be using on a regular basis. I'm actually going to start tomorrow the Melissa Challenge. Yeah, I was thinking I could start August 1st to just keep track of the 30 days, but there's no reason to wait. There's no time like the present. So I'm going to start the Melissa challenge tomorrow. What you do is just drop out a drop on your thumb and then press that to the roof of your mouth. On day 1, you'll do that every hour for 12 hours. And then day 2 through 30, you just do it once a day. And you're going to hold your thumb there for about 30 seconds. And what that's doing is just walking you into the light and bringing you into your fullest potential. And so you'll notice more and more over the 30 days how you're just rising up and showing up in a new way that's just full of light and life and who you are and just your best self coming forward. And I'm very excited to experience that, and I hope you'll do it along with me. The instructions for that are on a post as well, so you just need to scroll down a little bit and find that. And I'm going to start tomorrow because there's no reason to wait for August 1st. Tomorrow is Thursday, July 30th. Great day to start. So hope you join me. Let's talk for a minute about Roman chamomile. Now this is a floral oil, which once again, I wasn't a huge floral fan from the beginning, but these oils have really grown on me. And oh my goodness, Roman chamomile, it's very sweet as a floral. And so it reminds me a lot of Lang Lang. I feel like these two smell very similar to me. Which is very pleasant, a very sweet floral smell. I'm gonna do a drop of that as well. I'm just gonna, I came across this language in my research in preparing for today's BOGO deal. It's a dress yourself aromatically. And I love that because I absolutely dress myself aromatically every day, lots of times during the day. And so I invite you to dress yourself aromatically with these oils if you already have them or look forward to doing so once you get today's BOGO. So Roman chamomile, another heavy hitter. I'm just going to read off some of the properties. Analgesic, anti-neuralgic, antispasmodic, immunostimulant, and sedative. So just take a minute for those to sink in and just think about how powerful this oil is, how it helps calm the brain and the nervous system. And then at the same time, boost your immune system. So this oil can actually help address panic. And if you're a person who experiences panic or maybe gets triggered into panic, this is a great oil of de-escalation, helps you come back down. Often once that escalation process starts, there's little that you at least feel like you can do to come back down, and this would be very supportive for you if you experience that. So thinking along those lines, it's also wonderful for relaxation and sleep. So if you're just on average looking for something to lull you to sleep at night, this is lovely. But if you also have troubles, if you're a problem sleeper, so think like insomnia or waking up, even restless leg, things that detract you from your sleep, this is a great companion oil for you. I like to highlight this oil for mamas and babies. Like I was just talking about, maybe sleep deprivation would apply to the mama. It's great to calm crying, and I believe that can apply to mamas and their babies, whoever might need calmed from their crying at any given moment. This would be a great oil. And then another one for mama would be cramping and PMS, as that starts to kick back in after you've had baby. That can just feel kind of even worse maybe than it did before. You haven't been used to that for a while. So this is very soothing and supportive to that time of the month. And for baby, you can soothe diaper rash, teething. You can make a lot of great DIY. You can do your own baby wipes. There's lots of good ideas in the post that I did on DIYs and recipes for Roman chamomile. So check that out for the things that you can make, as well as you would want to have that oil in your diaper bag and on hand to use just as a standalone oil. It's also amazing in the diffuser It blends really well with other oils to balance you. And so sometimes if you think about that panic scenario, you don't necessarily need to use it just to go to sleep at night, but you may want to use it during the day just for evening out and balancing. And so diffusing or just smelling from the bottle or making up a roller blend is great to have on hand. And then finally, this is amazing oil for your first aid kit. So if you're doing natural first aid, bug bites, bee stings, worms and parasites, and then any type of skin, like poisonous rash that you might develop outdoors, this is your go-to. So definitely want to have that in your first aid kit. And I mentioned skin, and I did do a little post as well on just using a variety of essential oils for different skin types. And I thought that might be handy for you. So Roman chamomile is a wonderful one. You can add it to moisturizer or toner to rejuvenate your skin. So there are some ideas there. And then, oh, I just wanted to give a shout out to my Advanced Oil Magic book. This is the book that I've been drawing from for a lot of the uses and benefits of each oil. I also forgot to mention when I was talking about Melissa, which I'll jump in here and do since I'm talking about my resources, and just highlight the Symphony of the Cells. And so one way our family has been using Melissa these past few months is in a Symphony of the Cells protocol. So as part of our commitment to just boost our immune systems and manage our health and wellness proactively on a regular basis, we love using a variety of Symphony of the Cells protocols. So you can target specific things or just be proactive and preventive depending on the protocol you choose. And so over these past couple months, we've been doing on a weekly basis the infectious disease protocol. And that one includes, you can use either Melissa or Arbor Vitae, which are both just highly supportive to the immune system, along with a series of other oils. And these get layered down the spine and on the backs of the feet. And so Melissa has been part of that protocol for us. We've loved using it. And if you'd like to learn more about Symphony of the Cells, I'm working on a class. I'd love for it to be live and for you to come and benefit from it at Inner Wisdom Healing Center, where I now have office space, and we have a wonderful conference room that would be perfect for this class, because I would love to demonstrate on a volunteer and have one of you just experience a protocol live. That would be really fun. So I'm hoping that we can get that together this fall. But in the meantime, I may just think creatively and come up with a way to do it online. So let me know if you're interested in learning more about Symphony of the Cells. Once you've attended a class and learned, then it's one of those things that you can just take and run with as a family. You don't have to be a licensed massage therapist to perform the protocols. It's certainly nice to come in and have a wellness advocate or a licensed massage therapist do a protocol for you every once in a while, just because that just feels so special. But you could truly do it as often as needed. For prevention, we like to just do once a week, and it's easy enough for your children to apply as well. So during several weeks early on in the quarantine phase, Greg was out of town, and so this was something that was easy for me to do for Kate, and then to switch, and she could apply to me. So, and she's just about to turn 12. So if you're, I would say maybe even 6 or 7 and up, as long as you can trust your child to handle the oil responsibly and count the number of drops, it should be completely fine and safe to do. You're the best judge of your child, and you can decide that on a case-to-case basis. But I'm just thinking back, and I know Kate for sure would have been able to do it at age 6 if we had known about it back then. But once you know and you learn, you incorporate it in, and it's fabulous. So let me pick up where I left off on the emotional benefit of Roman chamomile. And I'm not going to read from the book, but I just wanted to highlight, this is the oil of spiritual purpose. And so it pairs beautifully with Melissa, and I think you'll find with yellow mandarin as well when we get there. But I will just read the last line, and this will kind of frame up what I want to say about it. People fearfully believe that if they do what they love, they will end up destitute. Roman chamomile reminds them to do what they love to experience true success. So as you're connecting to your creator and connecting back to who you are and your true spiritual purpose, you may be reminded of things that you love to do. For me, I love all sorts of creative practices like writing, journaling, poetry, painting, for instance. And those may not translate into my day job directly. But over the years, I've found ways to incorporate them, whether in my spiritual practices, my personal growth and development, and truly even a little bit in my day job. When I create brand new PowerPoint presentations or handouts or even social media posts or my website, I love the creative aspects and elements and do a lot of that on my own. So I think you'll find, maybe you might want to call this your starving artist oil, just to fan the flames of those passions that are maybe beneath the surface right now, to just kind of encourage them to come back out and walk in your true self. In my opinion, the more I engage in those activities, even if they're not the things that are earning my weekly paycheck, the more I do them, the more I show up as her, my true self, more alive, functioning more fully as who I was born to be. As I show up as her, then that absolutely impacts my bottom line. When she shows up, living fully in her purpose and as herself, then that's magnetic, that's attractive, and that's what lands you in that place where you can feel not only the success that comes from just satisfaction, but it also ends up being rewarded in terms of your paycheck. So you get the silver lining there and the beauty of both. So maybe you'll try Roman chamomile as your very own starving artist oil to just draw out those passions and live a more full and true to yourself life. So let's wrap up with yellow mandarin. And because this is not an oil that we can regularly buy or have access to, there's not a lot of information out about it. So I have to dig a little bit. Oh my goodness, it's amazing. It's described as light, tart, zesty, and refreshing. And I would say yes to all four of those. I'm a huge fan of any and all citrus oils, and it's amazing to me how they're all just a little bit different in their fragrance profile. Yeah, it's very unique. It's definitely all things citrus, so it's going to boost your mood and your energy. It's going to be very cleansing and detoxifying, but there's just something different and unique about it as well. And let me just say, now that I've used all three of these oils together, wow, that's really, really yummy. I think you're going to love that combination. In addition to any that I might have posted, using these three together, I think would be pretty amazing. So physical uses, you definitely want to diffuse it, smell it out of the bottle, put it in your hands, put a little on you. You know, you can even put a little in your hair and use that as a natural diffuser if you want. It's great for green cleaning. You can make a spray to use on your counters. You can drink this in your water or your favorite smoothie, and it will either support your digestive system, or if you're having any tummy troubles, then it will help soothe the digestive system as well. And then emotionally, if you're feeling things such as joyless, stressed, discouraged, or low energy, yellow mandarin is the oil of the free mind, and it helps you to feel energized, uplifted, delighted, resilient, and cheerful. And I think resilient is a great goal for this season of life. I hope you've loved learning about all three of these oils today. I certainly have. I've loved experiencing them with you. Please, in the comments below, if you have special ways that you use any of these oils, I would love for you to be able to share those with the community here. I'd love to be able to hear back from you and all of us learn together from each other. I invite you to stay connected here for more continuing education. I love to learn and love to turn around and teach as I go. And I'd be happy to have you along with me for that journey. Specifically, I want you to look for a BOGO after party. In addition to our regular schedule of classes that will be coming up in August, those events will be posting soon here on this page. You can add those to your calendar. We'll also be hosting a BOGO after party. And that's going to be just a very fun Zoom room with lots of different leaders and members of the team sharing about each of the BOGO oils. We'll have prize giveaways. We'll play some music. We'll share what we've learned and how we each like to use the oil that we are sharing about. And then I'll have a beautiful ebook as a gift for everyone who attends. So as always, thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And I hope that includes picking up this very important, quite amazing BOGO with all 3 of these oils. Just as a reminder, you'll pay $115 for your Melissa. If you have your own account, you can order up to 3 of them. You just put the Melissa in your LRP cart, and the corresponding number of free oils will populate in there for you. And these are going to be worth $60, and they will be completely free. So if you want to place this order and you don't have your own account yet, let me know if you're ready to become a member or if you just want to place an order by 8 p.m. tonight, and I'd be happy to help you. Here's to your continued health and wellness. Take care.